Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Last time we looked at 14 health benefits of drinking coffee. This time we'll be looking at 10 side effects of drinking too much of it. 10. Addiction. Of course, the most obvious downside of drinking coffee is that you can become addicted to it. Having too much of it will no doubt cause you to have a physical dependency on coffee, making you become increasingly reliant on more than a sensible amount of coffee a day. Consuming large amounts of coffee on a daily basis will not only have physical effects but also leads to psychological problems as well. Some symptoms include headaches, fatigue, and general loss of concentration. 9. Fatigue. As mentioned in the point previously, fatigue is one of the common drawbacks to drinking coffee. After coffee's energy boosting effects wear off, fatigue begins to kick in. This is known as the fatigue rebound effect. After increased alertness and improved mood, high levels of consumption can lead to serious fatigue, which can leave you drained the following day. 8. Anxiety effects. As well as blocking the effects of adenosine, coffee also triggers the release of adrenaline, which is a hormone that increases energy. However, at high doses, these effects can lead to anxiety and nervousness. Daily intakes of 1,100 milligrams or more proves to lead to an increase in nervousness, anxiety, and shaking. Such amounts have shown to lead to rapid breathing speeds and increased stress levels. A large size of coffee can vary from 300 to 330 milligrams, and even this much coffee can do enough to cause anxiety effects in the long term. 7. Regular headaches. Have you been having a lot of annoying headaches? Do you drink coffee? Or drinking coffee is also a reason for why you have so many frequent headaches. Studies showed that people who drank excessive amounts of coffee were 3 times more likely to have a migraine. 6. Insomnia. Coffee is well known for its ability to boost energy levels and help keep people awake. However, too much coffee can not only affect the quantity of your sleep, but also the quality of it. The next day after drinking excessive amounts of coffee and waking up from a short sleep, you may notice that you are tired, or that you have a headache, tired eyes with blurred vision. This is the downside of coffee possessing the power to keep you awake. Its effects can last all the way up until you sleep, keeping you awake. This will continue on until the effects of the caffeine have worn off. You may notice it at first and drink even more coffee without knowing that its effects will multiply in the long run. 5. High blood pressure. Coffee shows to increase blood pressure due to its stimulatory effect on the nervous system. A high blood pressure is a risk for heart attacks and strokes because it may damage arteries over time, restricting blood flow to your heart and brain. Luckily, caffeine's effect on blood pressure seems to be temporary and has the worst effect on people who are not used to drinking coffee. 4. Rapid heart rate. As mentioned in the previous video, which by the way if you haven't watched, go and check it out, coffee can reduce the risks of a rapid heart rate. Nevertheless, with too much caffeine comes a rapidly increased heart rate. It can also lead to other conditions, such as atrial fibrillation, which again is the condition of an uneven or irregular beating rhythm. This is common in young people who have relatively weaker hearts compared to those of slightly older individuals. That is why, if you realize any change in your heartbeat, you should really consider your coffee intake. 3. Frequent urination and urgency. This is one of the most common side effects of drinking too much coffee due to the stimulatory effects on the bladder. This makes you more prone to a weak bladder, which is also known as incontinence. A recent study proves that those who drink more than 450 milligrams daily had significantly greater chance of incontinence. Frequent urination can prove to be very irritating, especially when outdoors, which can cause you a few problems. 2. Muscle breakdown. Rhabdomyolysis is a very serious condition in which damaged muscle fibers enter the bloodstream, leading to kidney failure and other problems. Common causes of rhabdomyolysis include trauma, infection, drug abuse, muscle strain, and bites from poisonous snakes or insects. In addition, there have been several reports of rhabdomyolysis related to excessive caffeine intake, although this is relatively rare. In order to reduce the risk of rhabdomyolysis, it's best to limit your intake to about 250 milligrams of caffeine per day, unless you're used to consuming more. And now finally for number 1, digestive issues. Although small to moderate amounts of coffee can improve gut motility, larger doses may lead to loose stools or gastroesophageal reflux disease. Coffee's laxative effect attributes to the release of gastrin, a hormone the stomach produces that speeds up activity in the colon. What's more, decaffeinated coffee shows to produce a similar response. However, caffeine itself also seems to stimulate bowel movements by increasing peristalsis, the contractions that move food through your digestive tract. Given this effect, it's not surprising that large doses of coffee may lead to loose stools or even diarrhea in some people. Or a dark pathway to fatality, although this is also relatively rare and would only occur in the worst case scenario. And that brings us to the end of this video. So what should you take away from this? Well, don't drink too much coffee, make sure you're drinking in sensible amounts. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, and we'll be back for the next one.